OpenAI just released GPT-5. In this video, our aim is to test it against Claude 4 Sonnet. So we want to test how well GPT-5 and Claude 4 Sonnet can generate SwiftUI code using two prompts. First, we want to make a simple drawing app. Secondly, we will make a realistic SwiftUI fireworks animation. So let's start with this one. I'll go to Xcode and add two files, one for Claude and one for GPT-5. That is the drawing, so let's control-click this folder and add a new file from template. Let's call it Sonnet 4 drawing. Then I'll add another file in this folder, GPT-5, and call it GPT-5 drawing. So I'm going to copy the prompt and use it for each of the models. So I'll copy the first prompt and go to cursor. Over here, I'm going to open the same files. So let's start with GPT-5. I will paste the prompt here and change the model to GPT-5. I will also add the file here as reference. So now everything is set. So let's send the prompt. It is still planning its moves. So let's wait for a while. Now it has started generating the content and it looks like everything is done. So let's keep the changes. It is also planning another move. So let's wait for a moment and see what it does. So it is still modifying the file. So I will need to keep the changes again. And that is it. It has finished generating the code. So let's go back to Xcode and see whether it works or not. In the Xcode project, you have noticed there is no error. So let's resume the preview and see what we have. Although we have some warnings, but let's keep that as they are. So now we have our beautiful drawing app using GPT-5. Since we specified in the prompt, we want the standard pencil kit UI. We have noticed we get all the tools for free and you can drag them and move them around the edges of the device. Let's see if we can draw with the tools. We can change the pencil and draw anything on the canvas. We can undo and redo. Everything works perfectly. There is also a ruler that also works. We can share whatever we draw on the canvas and also show and hide the drawing tools. So GPT-5 has done a great job generating a fully functioning SwiftUI drawing app using Pencil Kit. Let's move on to the next by testing the same prompt with Claude 4 Sonnet. I'll copy the prompt again and go back to cursor. Then I'll select this file and delete the chat. Let's paste the prompt and change the model from GPT-5 and select Claude 4 Sonnet. Then over here, I'll add the file as reference and send the prompt. So it has started listing what it has to do. So it has 6 to-do lists. It is going to complete all the to-do list items and generate the SwiftUI code for the drawing app. Let's keep the changes and wait for what it has to do again. That was even faster than GPT-5. We can go back to Xcode and test it as well. You have noticed we have one error. Let's see where we have the error. If we generate a fix for the error, that is going to use Apple Intelligence. So that is not what we want. I'm going to copy the error here and give it to Claude 4 Sonnet. It has now finished updating the code, so let's keep it and go back to Xcode. Now we have more errors. You have noticed here we now have 2 errors instead of 1. Let's try to fix it once more. Instead of clicking apply to fix them here, let's copy the error and go back to fix it. Whether it is able to fix it or not, we will move on to the next. It has now updated the file, so let's keep the changes. Then I'll go back to Xcode and go to product, clean build folder. Then I'll try to resume the preview and see whether it works or not. So this is the drawing UI we got from Claude 4 Sonnet. It puts everything on the sidebar. Let's also change the device and see what we have. You have noticed on the iPhone it displays better than the iPad. So I can pick the pencil and start drawing. You can select a pen, you can choose a marker and the eraser tool and also change the color. So finally, The Claude 4 Sonnet version also works, but the UI for GPT-5 is much better than this one. Let's move on to the next. I'm going to add another file here and call it Sonnet 4 Fireworks. Then I'll add another one here and call it GPT-5 Fireworks. Since previously we started with GPT-5, let's now start with Claude. So I'll copy the prompt and go to Cursor. Let's open the file Sonnet 4 Fireworks and delete the chat. So I'll paste the prompt here and leave the model as Claude 4 Sonnet and send the prompt. So I didn't give the file as reference, however it is going to modify it because it knows about the source code. It has finished updating the file, so let's keep the changes and go to Xcode and verify what it did. Luckily, we don't have any error. As you have noticed here, to trigger the fireworks, we need to tap anywhere on the screen. And over here, we can select from different categories. So that works perfectly. Let's go and see if we can create a fireworks animation with GPT-5. I'll go back to Cursor and select GPT-5 Fireworks and delete the chat. Then I'll paste the prompt here and send it. The GPT-5 code generation takes a little bit longer than that of Claude 4 Sonnet. So that is also done. I'm going to keep the changes. We still modify the file further, so let's keep the change and go back to Xcode to test it. GPT-5 also used a similar concept. You have noticed there is an animation and also we can tap anywhere to trigger the fireworks. However, with the Claude 4 Sonnet version, we had different customization options. So this is everything I have for you in this video. We compared GPT-5 and Claude 4 Sonnet for building a SwiftUI fireworks animation and also a SwiftUI drawing app. So here we have the GPT-5 fireworks animation and also its drawing. Then we have the animation of Claude 4 Sonnet as well as its drawing.